Hi everyone, welcome to College Week Live. My name is Stephanie. I currently go to the University of New Haven. I'm actually a senior here, it's my last year. I'm a criminal justice major with a concentration in investigative services with a minor in political science. I'm very involved on campus. I work in the Office of Undergrad Admissions. I am a resident assistant. I work with the Forensic Science Living Learning community. I am a student note taker on campus. I am part of the Academic Integrity Board. I've done a lot of different things on campus. This past summer, I was a President's Public Service Fellow. So I've done a lot of different things with the university. So feel free, send in all your questions. I can answer just about anything you guys have to ask. But I'm just going to talk a little about why I chose the university, and feel free to send in your questions. So when I originally came to the university, I was a forensic science major. And then 3 semesters in, I realized I did not like science. I actually hated it. So I switched my major. And this was a really big decision for me because I initially came to the university because of their amazing forensic science department. But when I decided to switch majors, I was looking around all the different programs we had, and all of them were really good programs. Like, we have some absolutely amazing programs besides forensics. We have incredible engineering. Our marine bio is amazing. I switched to criminal justice. It's in the same field, but they give you so much flexibility. There's 8 different concentrations. I said I'm an investigative services concentration, so that is more like detective work, investigating crime scene investigation, things like that. There's international justice and security, which is, homeland security, international security, things like that, those kinds of agencies. There's corrections, so actually working in correctional facilities, prisons, victim services, family and juvenile justice. So you have a really wide array. I have friends that want to go into probation, that want to go into victim advocacy, who are going to go, I have a friend who is interning at a rape crisis center right now in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So it really gives us a lot of flexibility. And when I was looking to switch my major, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew is I hated science. So I had to switch somewhere that was not a science base. And I really enjoyed criminal justice. I liked my intro to CJ course that every forensic science major has to take. So I decided to go there, and I just picked investigative services because that was the broadest concentration, and I really started to get involved in the classes. I absolutely love it. I'm taking a course right now. It's called Advanced Investigative Techniques, and it's step above your principles of criminal investigation. It's going to teach you more in depth about investigative techniques, how to do it, and we started frisking people in class. That whole stop and frisk policy of New York City. We were learning about it, and since most of us are training to do investigative policing work or things in that nature, my professor, who was a retired FBI agent who worked for the Bureau for 25 years, he's done it all the time, like every day of his career. So he showed us how to do it, and then we got up and practiced on each other. And I think once I switched my major, obviously as a forensic science major, I was in the lab a lot. So I was really doing the hard sciences. I was in the chem lab, bio lab. Once you get into upper level forensics courses, you're going to be doing things like toxicology, forensic biology, analysis, things like that. But in my criminal justice majors, is this exact same thing. I'm learning how to stop and frisk people because we actually do it in class. My professor has done it for 25 years because he was in the FBI. And I think that was also a really big thing with me is, going to the forensics department. I absolutely love the faculty and staff. Their credentials are absolutely amazing. Who has worked on, the Casey Anthony case or, O.J. Simpson, all those different things. But you get to the criminal justice department and it's the exact same thing. Already I've had 2 FBI agents. I have a professor who is a research analyst. She does a lot of research with criminals in prisons, mostly drug offenders. I've had the fire chief of New Haven as a professor. He's also my advisor. So I think overall, with the professors and the faculty here, a lot has to do with how incredible they are because of their credentials and what they actually did. Because most of our professors, or really all of them, I don't think I've ever had a professor who wasn't in my field doing what they were teaching me. So I get to my advanced investigative techniques course, and he's teaching me these things because he's actually done it. And to me, that's the biggest thing ever, and it's super cool because he's not just some academic who, doesn't really know what he's talking about or just learned it from a book. He actually did it for 25 years of his life, and that's what I want to do. So it's really great because you get that first-hand experience of, what you really want to do just in the classroom. So I think that's a really big thing the university prides itself on, and honestly, it is one of the greatest things we have on this campus. Faculty who knows what they're doing. All the science faculty, they've done research, they've been in the field, they've done it. Our criminal justice, everything. One of the theater major professors was on Broadway with Adam Lambert. They've been there, they've done it. So that when you're learning from these professors, you're learning it the right way because they've been there and they've done it, which is awesome. And it's completely invaluable. I honestly am getting the best education I could have because of my faculty and professors. Student life is absolutely incredible here. I am from New Jersey, but so obviously I'm a resident. I said I'm a resident assistant. I work with first year students. I work with the living learning communities. For you guys that don't know what a living learning community is, it's a floor or a wing of a building or multiple floors of a building, and it's based off a common interest. So it could be a grouping of majors. It could be a specific major in general. Last year I worked with criminal justice human services, so those were the concentrations such as victim services, family and juvenile justice, things like that. So working with families and victims. There's a criminal justice investigative, so that's more of the investigation, international justice and security majors. This year I work with the Forensic Science LLC. So the really cool thing about the LLCs is that you're going to get a lot closer with your professors first year. Each LLC has at least one, a lot of times two advisors from that academic department, and they're going to work with those RAs to get special programs, special trips, special attentions to those students. So I know last year for my criminal justice students, we went to the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, and they got to tour the entire prison, and then we got some downtime in Philadelphia, and it was around Halloween time, so we went back for a haunted tour. We also went to the Tolerance Museum in New York City, and all those trips are free for the students. This year, for my forensic science students, we're going to the Connecticut State Crime Lab in about 2 weeks. We are also going to go to the Bodies exhibit in New York City in April. So these trips are to help enhance their education, but outside the classroom, which is also a really big thing. Even in my residence halls, I'm going to do academic programs. I'm going to teach them how to, study skills or things like that. I just did a program of Microwave 101 of how to make really good food in your microwave. Since you're a freshman, you don't have a kitchen. But the LLCs are a great tool to really get to know your faculty members and your major first year. But it's also really great because your roommates and possibly your suite mates and your floor mates all have the same major. So a lot of times you're going to be taking classes with these people. You have automatic study buddies. For many of the majors, we have tutors that come to the building. So I know in my building it's forensics, marine biology, and engineering. Every day for about 5 or 6 days of the week, we have upperclassmen tutors that come in to tutor the students in math and chemistry, and that's in addition to the Center for Learning Resources, which is our free tutoring service on campus. This is directly in the residence hall, so I tell my residents you can go down in your slippers and pajamas and get help before your big chemistry test. And obviously it's open to all the students of the building, but it's really geared for the LLC students, which is an awesome resource that they have. So they know that they're getting that one-on-one attention. They already know some of their forensic science faculty that even though they might not be taking a forensic science course the first year, they still know someone in the department, which is absolutely great. They've all really loved it. They love the trips. It really builds some unity within the building. We have that common theme, that common major that they all come together on when they're really stressed. They're all stressed, so I can, help them relieve it. It's just a lot of fun for them. I was in the Forensic Science LLC my freshman year when I was a forensics major, and like I said, my junior and my senior year now, I've worked with both of them. It's really a great tool. The RAs are really supportive. Even if you're not an LLC resident, Our RAs are fantastic. We go through so much training. We're really here for student success. So being an RA on campus is probably one of my favorite things I've done on campus. Um, but with student life going past that, we have over 160 different clubs and organizations. We have everything from pre-professional clubs, so we have a chapter of the National Criminal Justice Association, to things like paintball club and frisbee club, anything that you could possibly imagine. We have lots of Greek organizations, lots of different things. And the really cool thing is that if there's not a club that you want or want to, be a part of, you can just make it yourself. It's really easy. Every year, more and more clubs are coming up on campus. So it's really great to get involved and really find your home away from home on campus. I know I definitely did. Like I said, I live 2.5 hours away. I haven't been home yet. It's almost October. It has really become my home. But yeah, definitely get involved. We have some awesome clubs. We have Jedi Knitters Club, so like I think they knit things from like Star Wars. It's really cool. There are job opportunities on campus. There's really different ways to get involved and really feel like you're a part of the community. Very big thing going off of residential life is eating on campus. I think my favorite thing about our dining services is that it's not just the main dining hall. I used to visit my sister at her school, and it was just the one dining hall. That was really your only option. We have our main dining hall, and it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during the week, brunch and dinner on weekends. And you have all these different stations. You have your chef's choice, you have your home style, which is like your home cooking food. You have always a sandwich bar, you've got your grill, you've got your pasta, you've got vegetarian options. You've got a salad bar. During breakfast, you can make your own waffles. You've got omelet stations. Lunch kind of changes it up, but kind of the same station, same with dinner. During brunch, they combine obviously breakfast and lunch foods, and then dinner, it's going to be your dinner foods. But throughout all the meals, you always have different stations, so you have all these different options. But that is not your only choice on campus to eat at. On the bottom floor of one of the residence Botanic Hall is Sandella's Flatbread Grill and Cafe. It's actually a real restaurant. It exists beyond this university. I've seen it in plenty of other places, and they make really good flatbreads and paninis, salads, quesadillas, rice bowls. So you have those options, and they stay open pretty late on weekends. Then you have Pandini's, which is our Italian eatery on campus. So you can get your pasta, you can get mac and cheese pizza, you can get all different kinds of things. You can make your own salad. And then you have the Grill 155, which is right next door. And that's your burgers, your grilled chicken sandwiches, your chicken tenders. You have more quesadillas there. They have fries. They have wings. So you have all these different options. My favorite place on campus is the UNHC store. It's our little convenience store on campus. It's kind of like a 7-Eleven, but it's great. It's on campus. It uses your meal plan. It stays open really late. You can get anything that you could cook from a microwave to a full kitchen, because our residence halls, we have all of those and in between. So you can really buy, you can buy just Easy Mac to make in your microwave, or you can get brownie mix to make in your oven. And like I said, it's open late. They always restock it. It's great for late night study sessions or when you're just out hanging out with your friends on a weekend. There's also Jasmine's Cafe in our student center. Really good coffee there. There's the Charger Cafe in the library. Even better coffee. There's the Energized Lifestyle Cafe in the Beckerman Recreation Center. They have smoothies and protein shakes, meal replacement shakes, all different things like that. So after you work out, or if you're just walking by, you want a smoothie, they have delicious smoothies. I always get the strawberry raspberry, so you should definitely try that. But that's, I think, the really nice thing is that you have options. If you don't want to eat at the marketplace, you don't have to go to the main dining hall. You can go to Sandella's, you can go to Pandini's, you can get a whole array of food. So I think that those options, the fact that you're not just limited, is really nice, because you're not going to go to the dining hall every night. You're gonna change it up, and every place has different hours. So like I said, if you're up late studying, most likely there's going to be something open that you can eat, which is really important for college kids, because even though we say we're not going to stay up late, we always do, doing homework and hanging out with our friends. So I love that opportunity that we have, that we're not just limited. It's awesome. It makes everything so much less stressful. You're never going to go hungry, trust me. Come on, don't forget to send in your question, guys. I'm here for an hour. We're only 15 minutes in. Let's see. Sports. So we are Division II sports team. A couple years back, we had just brought back our football team, and I am very pleased to say that we have an awesome football team. Last night we had an away game. I think we won like 70 to like 46 or something. We beat them. Last week was a home game. It was our first home game of the season, and we won 65 to nothing. So we are just going at it. We've gone to championship games. We've done really, really well. All of our home games are hosted up at our North Campus. It's our blue turf. I think we're one of 2 places in the country that has a blue turf because our school colors are blue and gold. Woo, Charger Spirit. So we have our football team. We have men's basketball, women's basketball, soccer, lacrosse. We have a men's lacrosse club team. We have a field hockey club team. I think we have wrestling. We have lots of different sports. But if you don't want to compete at the collegiate level, our recreation center has intramural sports. So you can play, there are lots of different seasons of the intramural sports. You can play semi-pro or pro. Pro is more competitive, semi-pro is not as competitive, and there's the whole Charger Cup tournament that the team that wins the most games, is champion of the Charger Cup. So students really get involved in it. Like I said, it's a great way to stay active and have fun, play your sport, but not compete at the collegiate level with the stress of, playing a sport full-time and going to school full-time. A lot of students get involved in it. You can make a team. Lots of different clubs and orgs will make a team. I know for Residential Life, all the RAs try to make like a softball team every spring, and we go out and have fun. And it's just a really great way for us to get involved with each other. First question, does UNH have a marching band? We do. When our football team came back from taking a little break, our marching band came back. And our marching band, I am happy to say, has grown immensely. It is huge, but it's also a really good program. They play an array of different songs. They have a marching band and a color guard. It's gotten really, really big. They perform, obviously, at all the football games. We also have a Charger pep band, which will play at the basketball games in the winter season. They're out there practicing all the time. I live right across from KO Field, which is where they practice. So if you play marching, if you're involved in marching band in high school and you still want to get involved, you don't want to give it up when you go to college, that's definitely possible. We do have our band. If you ever are in the area to come check out a football game, I definitely recommend it. You could see the football team and the marching band. I have a lot of friends who are in it. I have friends who are RAs and in the marching band, and it's totally possible to balance both, plus a full academic schedule. They do it, and they absolutely love it. Next question, is there a drama club? I wouldn't say there's a drama club per se, but every academic year, the drama department puts on a straight drama in the fall and a musical in the spring. You don't have to be a theater major to participate in the shows. I know criminal justice major, forensic science majors who have been in the performances. Last year they started a cabaret, which was kind of like a dinner theater. So, they served food as people were acting and performing right in front of them. So our drama program, our theater program, is expanding a lot. Like I said, some of the theater professors have, performed on Broadway, written their own plays and their own shows. So our theater department is growing at enormous rates. Their shows are incredible. This past spring, they did Into the Woods, and it was hysterical. If you guys don't know, it's a mix-up of lots of different fairy tales. So Cinderella was there, Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, and for Cinderella, the 2 stepsisters were actually played by 2 males dressed in drag. It was hysterical. So they're really growing at a big rate. A lot of participation, a lot of people come to the performances. So even if you're not a theater major or a theater minor, you can still get involved. Don't think that because you're an engineering major you have to give up acting and singing. You don't have to. It's totally manageable to rehearse with all your classes. And like I said, I go to all the performances. I have some really good friends who are involved in it. I used to perform. I don't anymore, but it's a lot of fun. So like I said, don't get turned away. If you're not a theater major or minor, you can still act and perform, help out with crew, things like that. It's definitely a lot of fun, and like I said, everyone comes out to it. Yeah. So one of my favorite UNH traditions is spring weekends. It is the last weekend before finals of the spring semester, and what it is there's a carnival, a concert, and a comedian. So Friday night, say it's gonna be the comedian, and they bring in the comedian, and everyone goes up to North Campus, and it's hysterical. Saturday is my favorite part though. It's the carnival up at North Campus in the big parking lot right by the football field is our carnival. And it's a real carnival. It's got the Ferris wheel, it's got all the free food, it's got make your own, stuffed animal and name art and all these different things, and everything is free, and there's so much food, and it's an all-day affair. And then there's a concert, and past performances have been by Ludacris, by Cobra Starship, by David Nail, by Far East Movement. So every year, the organization that puts on Spring Week in Scope, they'll try to get 2 or 3 artists to perform at our spring concert. And it's a really big secret. When spring semester starts in January, that is the big question, like who is coming to spring weekend. It is the most fun event on campus. It is my absolute favorite. It's right before finals, it's right before summer. So it's just a really great way for everyone at the university to come together, take a break before studying for finals. So much fun. How is the music industry and photography program? We have a really big music industry, music major program. So I've learned a little bit about the music department with all my friends. You can be a music major, which is just obviously performing your instrument. You can be a music industry major, which is it kind of mixes the business side and the music side together. So it's, producing, being on the business end of it. And then there's music and sound recording, which is actually being in the studio, working with all the technology. And our music department is incredible. There's a whole LLC, an entire floor of a residence hall dedicated to the music LLC. And again, it's music industry, music and sound recording majors. It's an incredible program. They have so many of their recording labs. They have digital and analog labs. It's really cool. I think some music industry majors just created their own recording label. So they've been promoting that a lot on campus, and students really get into it. And that goes along with us just actually practicing what we're learning. They're making their own music label, which is awesome. How many undergrads do you know will make their own music label? Ours do, and that's typical. So many of our science majors do undergraduate research when many schools don't let undergrads do research, only graduate students and PhD candidates. So we really get that hands-on experience. But our music department is incredible. Like I said, they have the technology. Some of the professors in that department, have worked with Grammy award-winning artists, have recorded them, have produced for them. So again, they're really getting the experience. They're really getting the knowledge firsthand from those professors who've actually done it. Photography, I think you can minor in photography. I have some friends who have done it, who've just taken some classes in it just for fun, and I've seen some of their work. It's incredible. So if you're thinking about doing that as a minor or just as, an elective here or there, I would definitely get involved in it. How many majors does UNH have? We have over 100 different programs, and the thing that I really like about UNH is that you can kind of customize your own program. So like I said, a lot of our students come here for forensic science. I know forensic science majors who have minored in graphic design. I know forensic science majors who have gotten a minor in criminal justice, forensic science majors who have doubled in chemistry or engineering. So you can really play with your program and really tailor it to what you want to be. I am a criminal justice major with a minor in political science. I've always loved poli-sci. I love politics. I love that area. So why don't I just add a minor onto it? And it's not that many extra classes. I absolutely love it. The two go hand in hand. I'm learning so much. But again, you're not just limited to one major. You can really have fun with it. You have elective spaces. Your advisors will work with you to make what you want happen. Is there a study abroad program? Yes, there is. We actually have our own UNH campus in Italy. So if you go study abroad in Prato, Italy, you are still a full UNH student. You're going through all of our programs, so you're still using all of our technology, all of our systems. You're still a UNH student. That is our campus. It's absolutely awesome. I know I had a couple of residents, I have a couple of friends who've gone over, and they absolutely loved it. And once you're in Europe, moving throughout Europe is so easy. So they'll just go to like Spain for the weekend or whatever, no big deal. So they really love it. We also have 2-week programs during the summer or winter break. So those, you can go to different destinations and it's just for 2 weeks. So you're really, you're going to be in the classroom, but you're also going to be touring the area a lot more. Those are really great if you don't want to spend the entire semester away from home, away from campus, but you still want to get out and see the world. That was my one thing that I guess I would say I would regret from college, is that I never had the chance to study abroad just because I switched my major and then added a minor. It was just too many classes that weren't offered abroad. But, if you come in set on you want to study abroad, make it happen. It's totally possible. If you do it through our Prado campus, it's really easy. Like I said, it's still UNH. So, do it. Seriously, I've thought about staying an extra semester just so I could go abroad, but I thought maybe not. I'll just work abroad. Does a minor add more years? It doesn't. Like I said, I switched my major going into my 4th semester of college, going into my last semester of sophomore year, and this May I'm graduating, which is perfectly on time. I switched my major, I added a minor, I've taken all these random classes, and I'm still, graduating on time. I have friends who are double majors and have a minor, or double majors, double minors. It's possible. You have elective spaces. If you really want to, you can take classes over winter break and summer break. It's totally possible. We have a system, it's called Degree Audit, and once you get here, you'll learn more about it. But it literally maps out your 4 years. It'll map out what classes you need for your major, what classes you need for your general education courses, what you've taken, what you need to take, what percentage of your degree you're done with. It's awesome. It literally maps out what you need to take, what you've already done, your credits, your GPA. It's awesome. So you can really look at your degree audit, and if you're like ahead, you came in with AP credits, you can add a double major, you can add 2 minors, you can take random electives, and that's what, like I said, I really like. The advisors will work with you. They really want you to get the most for your education here. If that means for you adding a minor or adding a double major, do it. It's only going to help you, and if you really enjoy it, you're going to love it. I absolutely love my political science classes. If I switched my major a bit earlier, I would have doubled in political science and criminal justice, but I decided I love the minor. It's only 18 credits, which is 6 classes, so it's really not bad. So like I said, 6 extra classes, you probably have 18 credits worth of electives. So it's really easy to just slide in there. But it's a blast, like I said, have fun with it. I know criminal justice majors that are like minoring in like graphic design, like you can have fun with it. You really can. And I think that's the most important, to really enjoy what you're doing. We're all going to college, but you might as well have fun and enjoy what you're studying. This past summer, like I said, I was a President's Public Service Fellow, and what that means is the university is really big on community service. I participated in Alternative Spring Break, which is in West Haven and New Haven. For our spring break, we were placed in different sites in both West Haven and New Haven, and it was just community service. I did that my freshman year, and I worked with an organization called New Haven Reads, and it is mostly run by Yale students, and it's after-school tutoring for students of New Haven, and it's also a free library. So that week that Yale and UNH was both on their spring break, some UNH students hung back, and we went and we tutored the kids, and it was just absolutely incredible. Loved it. Best week of my life. So this past summer, like I said, I participated in this program, and it's a program where it's kind of the same thing. You're in either a nonprofit or governmental organization in and around New Haven, and it's really just community service for the entire summer. I worked with IRIS. It's a refugee agency in New Haven, and I absolutely loved it. It was the most amazing summer of my life. I got to work with refugees from all over the world that were coming to Connecticut, that came to New Haven. Most of them, it was their first time in America, and I got to greet them off the plane. I got to teach them the bus system of New Haven. I got to bring them to Social Security and the DMV, and I got to teach them, different things in their apartment, and I just got to know them, and it was the most absolutely incredible time of my life. And obviously it would not have been possible, if I hadn't done this program, if I hadn't come to the university. I never thought working with refugees would have been something that I've been interested in, but it was the most eye-opening time of my life. This entire summer I learned so much about myself and about the world around me, and I really got to see so much of the world just by going to New Haven and working with these families and these people that were refugees from other countries. It's absolutely incredible. So if you come, definitely check out all the community service opportunities. We do all different things from beach cleanups and, helping at food pantries to different things like that. Tutoring in New Haven. People in the program worked at New Haven Home Recovery and the probate court, all different things. So there's so many ways to get involved within our outside community of New Haven and West Haven, and I would highly recommend it. Um, so we have another question. What I've been doing for the years I've been doing at UNH. You know, when I first came here, I was really worried that I'd be homesick. So the best way to combat that is just get right in. Don't hesitate, just get involved in a lot of different clubs. Like I said, I was involved in a community service organization for about 2 or 3 years. I was a student tour guide. I'm a student note taker. I was on student conduct board. Lots of different things. There's student government you can get involved in. There are all these different organizations and clubs that you can really just find your niche. And like I said, it can be academic related, or it can be just fun related. It's a really great way to combat homesickness, because I'm a senior. I still get homesick. My parents are coming tomorrow to visit me. And that's okay. There are weekends that you're going to want to go home. But also the best way to, get involved and really feel like this is your home away from home and that you belong here and that you really belong part of the community is to get involved. Every August, when all of our new freshmen move in and all the returners come back for the fall semester, we have an involvement fair. And, all the clubs and organizations set up in the recreation center, and they have sign-up sheets that if you want to get involved, you'll get added to their email list, and you can see all the different clubs and orgs that we have to offer. And it's just a really great way to get involved, see what's out there, and, joining these clubs and organizations is the best way to get out there and meet new people. Like I said, meet people that you may have not because they're not in your class, it's not your major. But that's the one thing I would recommend. If you're nervous going away from home, if you're nervous, just being really far away, you've never left home, not being with your family, make your own family up here. I am still friends with the same group of friends I've had since freshman year. Obviously, I've added a lot of new friends, but that's my friends that I always hang out with, and we've been together all since freshman year just because we became kind of family here. And I really do. I have a second family up here. So that'd be my one big recommendation is, outside the classroom, get involved. Get to know your professors, get to know other students. These are your connections. Really get out there and make yourself known. Next question. I love the question, guys. Keep them coming. Are we big on internships? Absolutely. Some majors, actually most of them, require internships. For criminal justice, you're definitely required to. Mine counted as IRIS, the refugee agency I was just talking about. So my criminal justice internship counted as, me working with refugees. I have a criminal justice major who is interning currently at Bridgeport Center for Women and Families, which is, a domestic abuse agency. I have a friend who worked with the U.S. Marshals. I know people who have worked with U.S. Secret Service, local police departments. Next semester, I'm trying to get an internship with the New Haven Police Department. With classes that require, with majors that require having an internship, you might have to take a certain class in order to get into that internship and make it count. Forensic science majors have to have a lab-based internship. So as a forensic science major, you have to intern with the New Haven Forensics Lab or the FBI lab, things like that. And lots of people get them. One of my roommates 2 years ago works at a lab in a hospital doing chemical testing. So that's really broad. Same with criminal justice. As long as, it really relates to the field, you'll be able to make it count. There are some majors that don't require it, but I would highly recommend getting an internship just because, like I said, you're making connections now with the outside world. You're making connections with the field. And like I said, all of our professors have connections because they've been there, they've done that. My advisor was the fire chief of New Haven. So he knows still a lot of people in New Haven. I have professors that have worked everywhere and anywhere, and they're the people that, can talk to other people. Even our campus police, a lot of them work with New Haven PD, or were New Haven cops, and they're trying to help me get an internship with New Haven PD. So just make your connections, both in the classroom, on campus, and in New Haven and West Haven. We have so many resources just in the surrounding area with all of our different majors and programs that you really should leave this campus having connections. But like I said, not every program requires it, but I would still highly recommend if your major does not require it. And you'll know that looking at the course schedule, and it's a graduation requirement for me. So if I hadn't gotten my internship, I would not be able to graduate. Does UNH have a cheerleading team? We do. They perform at all of our football games, at our basketball games. We have lots of different dance teams as well. We have a step team. So again, if that's something you did in high school, don't be afraid. You don't have to give it up. We still have all those different organizations that you can join. When can you start an internship? Really, there's no, limit. Like I said, for a criminal justice major, for myself, I had to go through a specific process. I had to first take a certain class, and I had to go through the advisor to make my internship be official. But I know people who every summer intern with their local police department or got internships with, local government agencies. And, either way, it's going to go on your resume. So if you can start early on, make those connections early on, because these are the ones that are going to help you get either further internships or help you with jobs or give you recommendations. So if you can start now, start now. If you can start your summer after freshman year, start then. It's never a bad thing to start looking early. Like I said, it's these connections that are really going to help you in whatever field you're going to go into. I'm currently looking at State Department internships and taking police exams. And like I said, I know a lot of cops. Our campus police are... This is a great point also. Our campus police department are all fully sworn West Haven police. So they are real cops, but most of them started out in other departments. Most of them are retired from their home departments and now have come here. So I have New Haven retired cops. I have Monroe and Madison and Cheshire. All those different police departments are represented on our campus police department force, and they've been helping me and telling me all these different things. So if you're a criminal justice major, it's really cool because again, you're seeing it happen, but they also have other experience. So like I said, just make your connections early on. If you can get an internship your first semester after college, and even if it might not count for your credit, you might have to go through a different process, it's still great. It's still going to go on your resume. So I would definitely recommend trying to get as many internships as possible. I know people who have graduated with having 3 or 4 internships, no matter what. So like I said, just try to do it. How is Greek life? Greek life is really, it's getting big on our campus. All of our organizations have a philanthropy. They have a philanthropy. Sorry, I can't think of the word. So that means they have a specific charity or organization that they work really close with, that all their proceeds, all their charities go towards. Some might be St. Jude, some might be the American Cancer Society, some might be the Kidney Foundation. So all of them have their philanthropy that they really try to give to. They do a lot of different community service. I have a lot of friends in both sororities and fraternities. They're represented on campus, in their organization, but also they're in lots of different organizations. We have a lot of RAs who are in Greek life, a lot of my friends. So it's big. It's not huge. We have a couple of each. We have a couple of sororities, a couple of fraternities. But if that's not for you, totally fine. There's really no pressure, and just because you're not in the Greek organization doesn't mean you can't be friends with all of them. It has grown a lot more since I've come here, but it's still, like I said, a great program. A lot of people like it. A lot of people have no desire to join. Don't forget to keep sending in your questions, guys. I'm here for about half hour more, 20 minutes more. But great questions. So a couple big pieces. Get to know your professors. Like I said, they know what they're talking about. They've done it, which I think I love the best. I love hearing the stories of, well, one time I had this guy and I had to slam him up against the wall and put him in cuffs. I love stories like that because they've actually done it. It's not just well, this is what the textbook says, so this is what you should do. They've actually been there and done it. So I think that's the most invaluable thing. Get involved. Don't sit in your room. Don't play video games all day, every day. Get out and know people. This is your college career, guys. This is the next 4 years of your life. It's a blast. Really have fun. Get out there. Get to know people. If you don't have I applied to be an RA 3 times. Didn't get it my first few times. And it's okay. Keep trying. If you want something, go after it. It's just, have determination. Put your mind to whatever, you really want. Someone asked about financial aid. I am not obviously an admissions counselor, but I do know some about financial aid based off high school GPA, SAT scores. You might get awarded an academic scholarship. And as long as you maintain a 3.0 GPA throughout your 4 years here, you will continuously get that scholarship as long as you renew it and say you accept it. Financial aid is a bit different. That's academic scholarships. Financial aid, if you fill out your FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, that's from the federal government, and they're going to tell you how much they think you're eligible for. They might say you're eligible for certain federal loans, for certain grants, federal work study, and then you have to accept that. And that's like a whole separate thing. We have a financial aid office on campus to help you with all of that. You get a financial aid counselor, and they stay with you for your entire 4 years or however long you're here, which is really nice because they know your story, they know you. You're not just a file getting passed around. I don't know a whole lot about financial aid. If you have questions, feel free to contact the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. All of our counselors are really well versed on that. You can also call the financial aid office and ask them any questions. Next question, why did I choose to attend UNH, and what made me want to stay here? I think it was a couple reasons. One, the academic departments, like I said, were fantastic. I was looking at forensics. It was an amazing program. I really loved campus, though. It's not too big. It's not in a dense urban population, but it's not in the middle of nowhere. There's definitely things to do around here. It's not, just an isolated town. We're very intermingled with the surrounding community, which I absolutely love. I don't feel like I'm 3,000 miles away from the rest of the world. So I really fell in love with campus. It's not too big. The residence halls aren't 40 stories high. There's only, the max amount of floors on each residence hall is 5 floors, which is really nice because you really can get to know everyone living with you. What made me stay? Like I said, I changed my major, and that was one of the hardest decisions of my life so far. I came to college thinking I'm going to be a forensic science major. This is awesome. I'm going to work my butt off, and I ended up hating it. And that was just something really hard to cope with. I was 19 at the time and, had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. But like I said, I looked around at all the different majors. I, talked to friends who were different majors than me, and I really just noticed how much everyone loved their own major, and I started talking to other students and asking about their professors, and every other program is just as good as our forensics department. I absolutely love the CJ department. I consider myself actually better. A lot of my relationships with my professor goes beyond, student and professor. I can really talk to them if I have a problem about something, academically related or not. They're people too, and they don't want you to fail. They want to watch you succeed. They really do care about us. So I think that was one of the biggest things, that even though I switched my major, I'm still friends with a lot of the forensics faculty. It made me feel like I was more than just a number to them, and I am. They know me. They know, my life. Some of them, they really care about seeing you succeed. And I think that's a really big thing. College can be scary. You're away from home. You're in college. Everyone says you're an adult now. And I came at the age of 17, and I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was 2.5 hours away, but I'm still here. I blossomed. I have really grown into an adult. I really know who I am now, and UNH has really helped me come that way. Like I said, I created a little family on campus. At any point, I can walk around and see my friends on campus. We're always hanging out. There's so many different ways to get involved. It really is just a campus for students. Everything is student run. Even our dining facilities, students work there. All the clubs and organizations are all run by students. So it's really nice, seeing all those students get involved and really take part in their university community. It's really nice. Is there a rock climbing gym near or on campus? There's not one on campus. I'm not really sure if there is one, but honestly, there probably is. We all get free bus passes to any CT Transit bus, so you could probably find a rock climbing gym and take the bus there for free and get there. Not too sure about that, but it's an easy Google search. No big deal. There are a lot of students that come here from Connecticut, so they might be able to lead you in that way. But there's a lot of different things to do off campus. We have a shuttle system one shuttle that runs to the West Haven train station. From there, you can go into New York City. Also, it's a brand new station, so Amtrak will be stopping there shortly. In a couple months, Amtrak will be making stops there, so you can get to Boston, you can get anywhere you like. We also have a Post Road shuttle. Our main campus is right off of Boston Post Road, and if you go on Post Road, there's all these shops and restaurants. There's the biggest mall in Connecticut, so there are plenty of things to do. We also have a shuttle that takes you downtown for all the culture and all the nightlife there. Like I said, I worked in New Haven all summer, so I really know the city well. I have my favorite restaurants all picked out, all my fun activities on weekends to do. So, the university gives you that opportunity to get off campus, explore what's right around us. How big are the residence halls and how many people can stay in one room? Our residence halls, like I said, they're not super huge. The max amount of floors that we have is 5 floors in one building. Depending on what kind of living situation or style you're in will vary how many people are in your room. I live in Burgundy Hall. It's a freshman residence hall. The setup is it's 2 rooms connected by a common bathroom. So obviously both rooms are going to be the same gender. They're tripled, but I lived there as a freshman and we had more than enough space. They're actually pretty large rooms. So it's a 6-person suite. 1 shower, 1 toilet, 1 sink. And honestly, we had no issues of showering unless all 6 of us went to the gym at the same time. We would run back to the room to see who could get into the shower first. But honestly, other than that, you all kind of form your own schedule. Obviously, college, your classes are all over the place. It's not, 7:30 to 2:30 like high school. Some people might have all morning classes. Some people might have afternoon classes or night classes. So you kind of just figure out, everyone's schedule. So that's my building. Botnick Hall, which is the building I lived in last year, also a freshman residence hall. It was 2 rooms connected by a common room and a common bathroom. So again, there were 3 people in each room. That common room was used for either all of their desks or all of their closets. So a lot of girls made it like a walk-in closet area, or you can make it like a study space. And then you have your bathroom. And same thing. People create their own schedules. You have a lot more freedom with, your class times, when you want to shower, when you want to wake up. So people really get to, there aren't really many issues unless 2 people have the exact same schedule, which doesn't really happen often. And if so, they work out their shower schedule. Bixler Hall is our traditional style on campus. It is just a floor of rooms, and you've got common men and female bathrooms on each floor. Bethel Hall is actually probably my favorite building on campus. I never lived there, but I love the setup. It's a large common room, and coming off of it are 6 bedrooms, and the bedrooms are doubled. In your large area, you have 2 bathrooms, and I just love it because you automatically make so many friends. You've got that large common space where everyone just goes and hangs out. It's a great way to meet new people. We even do have some apartment style options for freshmen. Once you become an upperclassman, you have the choice to live in a full apartment with the full kitchen or a kitchenette. And then once you're an upperclassman, you have more options, and a lot of students decide to go off campus on their own. Like I said, some are tripled, some are doubled. Once you're an upperclassman, you might even get a single if you're lucky. I personally like living with roommates, especially now that I'm an RA. I really love having roommates. It's a great way to have like a built-in friend, or a lot of roommates just work perfectly just as roommates based off like common study schedules. But I think living with people is, part of the college experience. You have to do it. Our residential life office does a really good job of placing roommates. You can either request your roommates, or you can take a survey online and get your roommates randomly placed. That happened to me my freshman year. I am happy to say I am still friends with both those girls. One of those girls is my best friend. We have been best friends since second half of freshman year. So my first semester of college wasn't really super close with her, but then second semester we got really close and we're best friends to this day. The other one we're still really good friends with. We never have lived together since, the 3 of us, but we're still really good friends. And some roommates don't become friends, and that's okay too. I have, residents, I have friends that, could live very well with their roommates and, just did their own thing, and it's great. But it's really a good way to learn, interpersonal skills. It's something that you just gotta do, but it's a lot of fun. I just have so many great memories of freshman year of, my suite and another suite, and we still hang out together, all the people in those suites, and we were just in and out of each other's rooms all the time, and like I said, it became a family. So living on campus is great, but for all my commuters out there, if you live in the area, don't think that just because you're a commuter, you're not going to get that experience. Some of my really good friends are commuters, and they basically live in my room or in a friend's room. They get really involved. Our undergraduate student government president is a commuter. So trust me, it's possible to get involved and, still be a commuter and sleep in your own bed every night. It might be a bit more difficult because you go home every night, you don't get to stay on campus late, you don't see everything that happens that night, but make those connections really fast. Get to know people in your classes and clubs and organizations, and really get out there. You can get just as involved, maybe even more involved than some residential students, and still be able to go home every night. So don't think that college is all about living on campus. I know plenty of commuters that are ridiculously involved, that are presidents and vice presidents of their organizations. There are some RAs that for their first 2 years of college, they were commuters, and they decided, hey, I think I want to be an RA, and they got it. But like I said, if you're a commuter, look at our student government president right now. He is a commuter. So he goes home every single night, but he's on campus like all the time. I have a commuter friend. He works in undergrad admissions with me, and he doesn't go home till like 11, 12 p.m. every single night. So he's always on campus. And like I said, he has those friends that he can hang out in their room, and, he's always with. So don't let that deter you. Still get involved if you're a commuter. It's absolutely fantastic, and you still get your clothes washed at home and home cooked meals. So all your residential friends will want to come home with you on weekends so they can get home cooked meals. Yes. Trust me, nothing beats mom's food. College food is actually not bad. I'm not going to say it's the best thing in the world, but I've had some college food that is really bad. My sister's school's food was horrible. But ours is not bad, but trust me, nothing beats mom's food. So if you can go home with a friend for a weekend, go home with a friend for a weekend. But it's still a blast here. Like I said, there's always stuff going on. We have a residential quad in the spring. You'll start seeing all the residents, and all the students coming out from hibernation, and they'll be throwing the baseball around or throwing a frisbee around. I lived in the quad last year, and it's just a great place. You see all the students coming out. Now I live across the way from the soccer field, and when the soccer team or the marching band isn't using it, students will go out and play frisbee on it. It's a lot of fun. We really have a great college community. Out of my 3 years, 2 of those years, we had major snowstorms, and you can bet that when the major snowstorms happen, we were all out there with snowball fights and making snowmen. Like, I swear we're worse than children. But it's just a lot of fun. These really have been some of the greatest years of my life. I am so sad that I'm graduating in May, but I would not have changed a single thing about my 4 years, my choices. I'm so glad, I decided to come here. I'm glad that I got involved in the things that I did. I've made some great connections with friends and faculty and staff. I've met so many people from different states, different countries. One of my friends lives in Vermont. I have friends from California and Texas. And, I may not have ever met those people, or, these now might be people that, I stay friends with for the rest of my life, and it's just really awesome. Coming to UNH, I think my education was so much more enhanced with the amazing faculty. We really do get hands-on learning. I didn't mention this before, but all forensic science and CJ investigative services majors have to take CSI, which is literally crime scene investigation. And, you learn about it in class for the first half of the semester, and then, you're going to spend a whole Saturday, literally 8 hours, in a mock crime scene, and you have to investigate it, and your professor's watching it, and you have to bag and tag everything, and you've got to go through all the procedures. Like, how much more hands-on can you get without actually going to a real crime scene? Like, they get pig's blood and, smear it, and, you have to figure out the blood stain patterns, and you have to figure out where all the evidence, how much more hands-on can you get, literally, without going to a real crime scene? And half my professors will show pictures from crime scenes that they can, that have, that aren't classified or anything. It's really cool, or aren't active cases. So you're really getting that first-hand experience, which I think I absolutely love. Not all schools have that, or not all schools require other staff, but we have incredible staff. We have incredible professors that really have been there, know what they're doing, know what they're talking about. So seriously, get to know your professors, talk to them. They want to see you succeed, which I think is awesome. If, I've never met a professor that's like, I want to fail all my students. Like, they're incredible. They're incredible people. They're incredible teachers. Listen to what they have to say. Ask for help when needed. We have plenty of resources on campus that if you are struggling or if just don't understand something, there are plenty of people, plenty of resources on campus that you can go to really make sure that you do well and you do succeed. Like I said, have fun with your education. You can really make it what you want. We have lots of different fun courses. We have a hospitality department, so a lot of students for electives will take pastry making as an elective, which is awesome because, every class you're baking, and then I totally want the snacks. But you have different options. It's not just a straight, every semester you're taking all the same classes with all the criminal justice majors. Like, you have flexibility to take your classes, add electives, add a minor, add a double major, add 2 minors. Just really have fun with it. You're paying for it, but you're here. Make the most out of your education. We have one last question. This will probably be my last question. We got like 4 minutes to go. For music industry, do you have to do an audition? I don't believe you have to, actually. I don't think for our entire music department you have to audition. I think it's just the theater. You don't have to audition. Nope. So you don't have to audition. You can just go in. Music industry, like I said, is more of the business and music side of it combined. Music and sound recording, that's using all the technology in the labs. And then music is just, performing. But you do not have to audition if you want to be in the productions, either the drama or the musical or the cabaret. We have like other little productions all throughout the year. You would have to audition for those. But like I said, if you want to get involved in the actual theater department, doing those productions, you don't have to be a theater major. You could be an engineering major. You can be a forensic science major. But for the major itself, you do not have to audition. So that is definitely something to think about when you're looking at all the different programs. If you guys have any last minute questions, send them in. I got like 3 minutes left. But I'm really glad you guys sent in questions. If I didn't answer your question or you didn't get to send it in, or things like financial aid, things that I'm not super sure about, please contact the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Our admissions counselors are here 7 days a week. They're really easy to contact. If you leave a message or an email, they'll get back to you. They're really great. We have lots of students who work in the office, so if you just walk in, you'll be able to talk to a current student. We love giving tours. But anything that you guys have to still ask, if you haven't had your question fully answered, please feel free to contact them. They're wonderful. We are here for like another hour in the office. Do you have to audition for color guard? I don't think so. I think you can just join if you want. And you don't even need experience necessary, I don't believe. So if, all through high school you never did it, but it looks really appealing, you can join. Like I said, definitely get out there, try new things. I mean, being an RA was a really big step for me. It's awesome, but it's not something in high school I thought I would have done. Just different things. Try new things. Take new classes. I am taking a class in international law, which I never thought I would enjoy, and I absolutely loved it. Just different things, anything with academics, with extracurriculars, meeting people. Go out and try new things. It's college. You only get to do this once. Make the most out of it. But like I said, any last questions, send them in. If not, please contact our Office of Undergraduate Admissions if you're coming to visit. We're located in Bayer Hall. If you want to say hi to me in person, I'm Stephanie. I'm here most days of the week, so feel free to ask for me. But guys, just come on in, come visit. We're having open houses soon. It's all listed on our website. We're having 2 in October and 1 in November. We offer information sessions every single day of the week and a campus tour. We have enhanced visits for certain majors on Fridays, so if you're interested in forensic science, communications, performing arts, I believe we have marine bio. If you want to get and enhance a look at your actual major that you're interested in. You know, for marine bio, they'll actually take you out to the Long Island Sound. For forensic science, they're going to show you all the forensic science labs that we have. So definitely come to campus if you're more interested. You can get an in-depth look at all of our programs. Open houses are coming up. You can walk in for a tour. We love having visitors. We really do. Visitors are the best. You guys rock. But seriously, come by, visit. Everything's listed on our website, newhaven.edu. Click admissions, and all of our info's there. Based off the region of the country that you're in, you will have a specific counselor. I know each and one of them personally. They are the best. So feel free to reach out to them. If you're not receiving information of us, feel free to inquire. We love sending you guys mail and different information about our academic programs, about living on campus, about all of our different clubs and organizations, and different things that's happening on campus. So that's the end of my presentation, but like I said, feel free to contact us. Thanks for all the questions, guys. You guys are awesome, and good luck with your college search. Bye, guys.